Hi everyone, international greeting time. Hola, aloha, ciao. Ooh, let me start. Let's see how many languages. Hola, aloha, ciao, salut, ni hao, namaste, ohayo, egamasma, здравствуйте, привет, bunna, dzień dobry, sziasztok, hello, xin ciao, yebosio, tere, assalamu alaikum, saskia kao, marhaban, merhaba. Ooh, 21 languages. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome. My name is Brunel. For those of you who don't know who I am, and if you are new, hello, hello, hello. If you are not new, thank you very much for joining me again. It has been a while. Right. So really, I've wanted to do this video quite a few times, and in fact, I recorded it a few times, and it just went pear shaped. So I thought, let me just sit down today, forget my nails that we're getting there. Let me just sit down and just talk about eyeshadow palettes specifically under the umbrella of Revolution Beauty. Most people, I think, know this company as Makeup Revolution, but they used to have a kind of like, I think, different websites and so on, and then I kind of got together, put it all together under the umbrella of Revolution Beauty. So I'm going to talk about the umbrella of the Revolution Beauty itself, and within that you've got Makeup Revolution, you've got Obsession makeup, you've got iHeart kind of palettes, and so iHeart the makeup as well. You've also got Revolution Pro as well. So I wanted to go through quite a few different ones and tell you about these eyeshadow palettes, why which ones I personally recommend and I love, and why my least favorite. So we're going to start from that to my most favorite. And if you are new to Makeup Revolution, for example, and you're looking thinking, choices, I can't make up my mind, then I'm here to help you. You're very welcome. So I'm kind of generous about that. Hello. Right, so starting off with my least favorite, and I've got quite a lot here. To be honest, I've got probably around 30 I think I've got over 30 eyeshadow palettes from Revolution Beauty. So so that kind of gives you an idea. So I do have a clue what I'm talking about. Or fair point, I've used quite a few different ones to get a good idea of which ones I think are decent and which ones you could just pass. So starting off with my least favorite, as I said, my least favorites will be these ones. These are the actual glitter palettes. And oh god, I mean, starting off with this one, first of all, the first thing I got against it was that when it arrived like this. It was a mess. It come off, if you can see that. And bits have come apart, and it was a mess. Basically, opening it was just a case of no. And for me, I'm not necessarily the greatest fan of glitter. I am trying to use glitter, but I'm not 100% there yet. But this one was really messy for me. I did not like it. I tried, and it was just a no. And it is my least favorite, but some people swear by it, some people may like it, but I personally, it's a no. It just doesn't do anything for me at all. They're glitter palettes. I'm never going to buy them. I can say that with definite 100% assurance. I'm not going to, and they're not my favorite. And I can't even remember the price. It might be around £5 or £6, somewhere thereabouts, but they're a no for me. So no, glitter palettes are a no, least favorite. Next lot, least favorite would be these ones, which are the kind of like, they come under the Makeup Revolution kind of umbrella, and they're just really, they're the standard kind of palettes that they have. I mean, this one is the Life on the Dance Floor palette, and I've never used it. As you can see, you see that, never ever used it. And yeah, so for me, I mean, this is just so bland. It's just so boring, absolutely boring. I mean, I look at it and I think, what was I thinking? I must have been asleep. I must have clicked the wrong one, because they just don't do anything for me. I find that quite often enough, they're just not cohesive enough, and they just, for me, you can pass with these lot. This range of the standard ones, I just can't see the point in these. They don't do anything for me. They're really bland. The color scheme on the inside is usually really bland, and on top of that, they're not unique enough, because with all the other options you have, you can usually find all those colors in the other options, and more often than not cheaper. These palettes actually are not the cheapest. They're amongst the more high-end ones. They cost the same price as the roughly around the collaboration palettes as well. So you take into account the price, and you take into account the fact that they're not unique. For me, I just pass with the standard range. I just don't see the point in them at all. Next one as what I'm not a fan of are the, I mean, these are the Revolution Pro palettes, but they've got the kind of like a marble effect kind of stuff on them. This one is the Regeneration Trends Celestial, and the Regeneration stuff, you know, under the Makeup Revolution Pro. I'm sorry, I've got another 3 palettes elsewhere, and I have exactly the same feeling. I just find that trying to get the color and the color payoff and applying it on your eyes so hard, such hard work to really get the you know, the color to transfer and the pigment to be there as well. You really have to fight hard, or I have to fight hard to get enough of for it to transfer from the palette to the eyes. It's a lot of hard work. I'm not a fan of the kind of like brick effect, marble effect that they have. I can't stand it. I honestly, I've tried, and as I said, I've got another 3 palettes, 3 or 4 palettes, and I've tried, and none of them, no. So I personally would say leave these alone. The next lot are the I Heart chocolate series. I know they're really highly rated in the you know, under the Revolution Beauty umbrella, and they're really decent ones, and I haven't got anything bad to say about them. I just find that they're not necessarily, I mean in hair, so I don't know anything bad. I mean, they're good quality, but some of them are a bit weaker than others when it comes to colors. Some of the palettes that, you know, you need to build up more color than others, and others actually, they've got the color payoff is just bam, there, right off the bat. It's right there. And that is their matte shades, as well as the shimmers actually perform a lot better than the matte shade. This one is the Cranberries and Chocolate palette. I don't know if I've actually even used this palette. Actually, I don't think I bought it, and I don't think I've not even used this palette. So that tells you I've got quite a few different ones. And so you've got this one. Yeah, and it's a nice palette, but I'm looking at the colors and I'm thinking, well, I've got loads of these colors already, so I've not had reason to even go into this palette. But it gives you an idea. Quite reasonably priced, £9.99 I believe it is, or thereabout. So not the cheapest, but not the most expensive lot, but it's got a decent amount, enough amount of eyeshadows in there to warrant the price range. So price range, can't really complain. Quality wise, you can't really complain. It's just some of them are a bit more hit than others, so that's the only reason why I've got that there. So that's that one. And I've also got one that I've used before, which one is this one is the Galactic palette as well, which is yeah, generally speaking, as a Galactic palette, bad. This was not my favorite. I've used it, but it wasn't my favorite because, again, it has that marble effect that I absolutely hate it. I can't stand it to save my life. I'm just trying to get the color. I know that's meant to have different effects, but even when you're trying to swatch, it just doesn't do it for me. I just can't. It's just, no. I just find it hard work. I find it kind of powdery and kind of like lots of little flyaways. I just can't. Look, it's very obvious. I'm not a fan of the marble effect. So once it's in there, it's a no for me. Anyway, now moving on to the ones I really like. Yeah, 3 different lots. So we're 11 minutes in. I don't want the video to be too long. Believe it or not, Obsession. These ones, £4. £4, people. But you've got these ones are the I've got the warm up eyeshadow palette here, and I've also got the cool down. These particular kind of range, you know, under the Makeup Obsession range, they are fantastic. They are so pigmented. You don't get as many eyeshadows in there. However, you've got, although you haven't got so many options, the pans are much bigger. You've got much more in you know, in each eyeshadow. So clearly, you know, that's not far off. And for £4, I am not going to complain. Quality is there. The actual shimmers are ridiculous. ridiculous. I mean, come on, I'm just going to show you what I mean. I'm just going to swatch this yellow here, which is called Prize, and look, just accidentally press my finger in it and it's there. So it's just, they are ridiculous. They are soft. I mean, they are butt soft. They glide on. You apply them with your, woo, you see that? You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. £4, £4, people, £4. Let's try another shimmer. Again, batter soft. They are ridiculous. Oh, and the only reason why it hasn't worked out properly is because I've still got the other product underneath. So go back in there. Oh yeah, they are just ridiculous. I mean, and the mattes as well are so pigmented right off the bat. They're like pow, pigment straight off, you know, and they're easily, you can blend them very, very easily. I mean, they're just brilliant. Listen, that hands down, if you haven't got these are worth getting. If you don't want to spend a whole lot of dollars, we're looking for £4 price range here. These are fantastic. I would recommend these hands down. They are brilliant, and on top of that, super easy to apply with your fingers when it comes to the shimmers. And then you just put a little bit of pressure, pull it a little bit, and then you get more color payoff. They are fantastic. And the next one, before my most favorite range are the collaboration eyeshadow palettes. Woo! Now here I've got the Soft as Nail collaboration, which has got loads of, I think, like reddish range, orange, yeah, brights in there as well, as you can see. Very nice. And yeah, I've used this super pigmented, and then of course I've got this one here, which is the Emily palettes. Lots and lots of different ranges. Oh god, it is massive, and you've got loads, and it's massive. I think it's one of their biggest collaboration palettes that they've got, and it was also the more expensive one. I think it was I don't think it was as far as £15, as much as £15, but it was definitely above £10. The other collaborations tend to be around £12 and £10, thereabout, and more often than not, they're around £12. But yeah, you've got the collaboration, so you've got this. This palette is actually really handy. Some of the eyeshadows, you do need to build them up. They will take a bit of time, and that's fine. So if you are starting and you're new, or you just don't like, as I said earlier, to just have too much color payoff at the beginning, and then you're finding yourself struggling to kind of blend it, and you want to be able to control it very slowly, then yes, this palette does it, and it's got lots of different options for you to create lots of different looks with this palette. It's a really decent palette to have, but just be mindful that price wise, it is actually one of the most expensive you know, collaborations out there, as far as I'm aware. I don't think there's been another one that's been as high. But then having said that, you do get a lot of eyeshadows here for the price, so you can't complain about that at all. Yeah, very decent one, and I've created quite a few different looks with this, and I've done a review on that one as well. And then you've also got another one collaboration wise. This is comes under the Obsession one, but it's still a collaboration. It's a lot cheaper than all the other ones. But this one is the Belle Jordan palette. And let me just say that, oh yeah, this baby here is pigmented. This is lovely. This is a really nice eyeshadow palette to have. It's got lots of colors here, bright shades, but they are all super pigmented, and it's got your black over there to smoke things out, and it's got lots of neutral shades here to just, and warm ones as well, to keep it, you know, everything nice and simple for day wear if you don't want to go too nuts with the different colors. But it is actually really, really nice. It's a lovely palette, and I remember this, and that's why I'm smiling. I remember being so happy with this palette when I did a review. You've also got this other one as well. I've also got this Calmy one as well. You've got bright shades again, fantastic, super pigmented. Not as many eyeshadows as the others, but again, the pans are much bigger. You can create quite a few different looks. Let me just tell you, this color here, ooh, mamma mia, this color is pigmented. It is a pow kind of color. It is fantastic. And yeah, and you've got some shades here which almost look duochrome as well. I love this. I personally haven't used the top range where you've got the what would pass for highlighter. I just think that that's a bit too grainy, but what I've done is I've used that as eyeshadow instead, and it's worked a lot better, and I've been happy with it. So it's not you know, it's not been wasted at all. And also the other one, which is more like a silvery type here, this one works as a perfect inner corner highlight, or you can put it on top of this shade here, just in the middle to pop the color, and it will do wonders. It is fantastic. So and the yellow in there also on my skin tone, actually I can get to see it, because I find quite a lot of the yellows when I put them on, I start blending them, they just basically disappear. This one doesn't. It is fantastic. It is you know, really well priced as well. I think it was £10 or £12, can't be more than that. So yeah, these are definitely worth it. Now, last but definitely not least, and those of you who know me will not be surprised, are the Makeup Revolution Reloaded eyeshadow palettes. And I'm talking about these type, these ones here. I mean, I've got, that's 2 there, that's 3 there, that's 5 there, and that's not all of them. So that tells you I've replaced one of my most favorite that I would recommend, hands down, people. Let me just bring it up, and that's this one here, my favorite. If you are into neutral shades that you can still smoke out, if you are looking for eyeshadows which are really pigmented from the bat, easy to blend, and also on top of that, the shimmers are just ridiculous as well. They're just, and it's £4. Hello, price point check, pigment check, shimmers on pow, check, worth it buying, absolutely. What you waiting for? Honestly, these are fantastic. They're for value for money, and the reason why I've chosen them is obviously for all those reasons, as well as value for money. At £4 a pop, you can get yourself different color shades and color schemes, and you are covered. 20 quid, and you've got a full set, and you could create so many different looks, so you don't have to go out and spend a fortune. If you are just starting out on makeup and you want a good range of eyeshadow palettes, and you don't want to spend a whole load of money, or if you want to buy for your little girl or your little boy, and you want to buy the makeup, you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, and you want to be able to give them a good range, I would hands down recommend these babies. They are fantastic. For me, this is my favorite, which is the Reloaded Velvet Rose eyeshadow palette, because it reminds me very much of the Anastasia Beverly Hills. Oh, I've forgotten which one. I'll put it down here. And they're not exactly dupes of each other, but this is close enough for you to be able to create similar looks. And I mean, come on, 4 quid, Anastasia, hello, of what, £39 or something like that. So massive difference in price. And I'm in love with this. I will recommend these. I just think they are fantastic quality. They are brilliantly priced. They are amongst the best eyeshadow palettes in the Makeup Revolution range. Honestly, I just think these are fantastic. So I've got the Velvet Rose here. I've also got the Iconic Fever. I've got, for the pinks and so on, neutrals or neutral too. And I have also the Iconic Reloaded, Iconic Division, sorry, get it right. And we've got shades of greens and muted greens in there as well, and a dark, kind of really dark burgundy, purple, black kind of color here. It's a really dark, deep shade, and it's fantastic, really vampy, and really great for smoking things out. If you don't want to use black, it is fantastic. And then of course you've also got here the Iconic Vitality. So yeah, so these are my favorites. So let me know, which ones of these do you have? Which ones have you tried and you thought, oh my lord, come to mama? Or which ones have you thought, no, I'd rather spend my time passing wind. So let me know. Do get involved, do get engaged, do let me know about and let me know which ones are your favorite. I've said that already, so that's enough now. I need to go and have myself a nice smoothie and get something to eat. But other than that, thank you very much as usual for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, I would appreciate it, and don't forget to press the bell because it is important. I'm kind of like spatterbrain. whatever. Scatterbrain. I'm a scatterbrain, so I'm trying to get to a schedule, but it's not quite working out that way. So it is best for you to make sure you've got the bell notification so that you know when I've uploaded. Thank you, Ed.